You can't write off property taxes, so why would you pay more than you have to? We had a client get their property taxes lowered by $55,000. Want to know his secret and how to get more money back from your property taxes? I'm Adam Sanders with Watchdog Realty Group, and I'm your Houston Bay Area living guy. I'm going to share the secret that my client Mike used, but first, let me show you the text that started this whole conversation. Hi Adam, quick note of thanks to you for the work you did for me on the comp data on the rent house. The appraisal lowered the Galveston County Appraisal District from the proposed $226,490 figure to $170,000, a reduction of $55 a square foot. Next time I see you, I'll tell you some very interesting things I learned about how the GCAT thinks during this effort. It's too long to text, but sure is interesting. Anyway, you did really good for me, and I'm very appreciative of that. You take care, and we'll talk later. Mike. Over the past several years, I've supplied Mike and many other clients with a CMA, a comparable market analysis of their home value. If you plan on protesting your taxes yourself, you need to be armed with this information to help support your claim. Do you protest your taxes yourself or have a company do it for you? Let me know in the comments if you've had any success. We all know tax appraisal values have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. Many of my clients are taking a proactive approach and getting those numbers lowered. As a quick side note, I offer this CMA value to anyone who wants it for free. I can't stress enough of how important it is for you to be armed with this data when you go to the tax appraisal office to protest. Let's take a quick look at what one looks like. As we're looking at this, let me go over this conversation I had with Mike. He told me that he did have a considerable amount of wait time before he was called back. Several he talked to while waiting did not have a plan nor data to help support the claims. They told him they were there to argue that it was just too high and couldn't afford it. Any tax appraisal office will tell you emotions will not assist you in your protest. So here's the part you've been waiting for, the behind the scenes conversation that revealed how you can get your taxes lowered. Mike supplied the tax appraiser with the CMA as they began to discuss the case. But here's the telling part. The appraiser told Mike that the valuation metric they use is they pulled data from the closest homes in proximity and time. In Mike's particular case, his house is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. The appraisal office was pulling all kinds of homes that were just not comparable. They were in close proximity to Mike's, and they just pulled the ones that closed most recently. This is a big problem because it greatly skewed the numbers. As proof of this, they had the appraised value of Mike's home at $226,490. Now listen up, because here's the important part when preparing the data. It's important to narrow down the data from number of bedrooms, bathrooms, lot size, square footage, year of home, etc. Because of narrowing down Mike's particular home, the appraised value went from $226,490 down to $170,000. This is a dramatic difference. Once Mike argued that the comparables were much more accurate in my data than the data the tax appraisal office used, the tax appraiser simply said, yeah, you're right. He couldn't argue with solid data. And that is the secret. Get a qualified agent to compile narrow, accurate data for your particular home. If that value is much lower than what the tax appraisal is, get down there and go protest it. It's free. All it does is cost you a little bit of time. If you're in the Houston area, my team would love to help you with this. And as I mentioned before, there's no charge for the service. So call or text and let us help you save money on your taxes this year. And hey, if you're wanting to keep watching great videos, we got a great playlist right there. And if you never want to miss another, just subscribe.